I was to be informed by my military assistant. I was to be told of a nuclear attack on the United States roughly within 30 seconds of its initiation, because we have early advanced systems.
My first question, it's a statement and then a question. Earlier on this year, you gave a speech to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee where you alluded to the fact that the Bush administration may stage a terrorist attack to justify a military action against Iran. And then in your book, you also acknowledged the fact that a memo was uncovered where Bush and Blair discussed painting a U-2 spy plane in UN colors so Saddam would shoot it down. Now, although you have argued that deceptions to the American people may be necessary in order to deal with these enemies, how are we to know how many other terrorist incidents have been state-sponsored false flag incidents, including the largest of one, the attacks of 9/11? How do we know, how do the American people know that 9/11 was staged, was engineered by you, David Rockefeller, the Trilateral Commission, the CFR, and Bilderberg Group, sir? How do you know it wasn't staged?
Okay.
It's a question. Answer my question. You sponsored Al-Qaeda, sir. You are a criminal.
Oh, sit down.
You sponsored Al-Qaeda. In 1979, you gave him money. That's true. You're a CFR scum. You are CFR New World Order scum. You and David Rockefeller will never have a New World Order.
And I remember just sitting there by myself, feeling extremely nervous on, what to do, because this was my first ever confrontation with a high-level treasonous individual.
Answer my question.
Please sit down and shut up.
Answer.
He said, "Shut up, sit down." So I just sat down and he answered my question, even though it was a horrible answer.
You're not allowed to use a camera.
I'm pressed.
As he's answering my question, you have this one pencil neck guy, moderator, coming up to me and saying, you need to get out of here. How dare you film this event? You can't film this event. It's private. I remember just being there by myself. Nobody else could have came. I called all my friends. Nobody really wanted to come out. Nobody really, could come out. And I remember just thinking, this guy's done a lot of wrong. I have to do this. I have to do it for, Dan Wallace especially. And that was very close to Dan Wallace's death. And I remember just thinking, what happens if I die? I won't have the opportunity or chance to do something like this.
Discussions.
9/11 was an inside job, and Brzezinski is responsible for it. 9/11 is an inside job. You are responsible for Brzezinski. You will never get a New World Order. Never. National sovereignty will prevail. The New World Order is going down, sir. You can laugh. Wake up, people. Wake up. Research the New World Order. This is important. Look it up. Investigate it.
As I was being dragged out, this one little security lady comes up and she starts screaming, "Take the tape, take the tape." And she hits my camera and she starts to try to rip off the camera from my hand. And I remember the security guards holding me. And I remember I was right by the door. So I decided to lean into the door and I did kind of a spin move. And as I spun, I hit the door wide open. I just started running. I was like, hell no, they're not getting my tape. And I didn't want to look back. I was just terrified, scared, running, because I didn't know what these guys were going to do to me. They ran for about 6 blocks.
You just saw Secret Service run after me. They tried to take my tape that was inside this camcorder. I ran outside the building. Private security guards tried to catch me, but I guess I'm too quick for him, and he couldn't catch me. So I hope you guys enjoy the footage. And yeah, Brzezinski, you got yours.
It was a huge victory getting that tape out, getting that information out, getting that reaction out, getting that confrontation out, getting that video out, and it getting hundreds of thousands of hits on YouTube and the whole internet. And it was just a great event knowing that I could affect and tell truth to power. Zbigniew Brzezinski was Jimmy Carter's presidential advisor. He actually set up the Mujahideen, their so-called freedom fighters, 6 weeks before the Russians even invaded them. And that's where Osama bin Laden came from, the Mujahideen, the Taliban. And you could say he basically set up Osama bin Laden.
So the towers would have dominated the skyline right around there, right around where you see that gap in between those buildings, between the new Building 7 and the Millennium Hotel, right? It would have dominated the skyline. You would have seen those two towers twice as tall as any of these buildings that you see down here. It's missing two of the places where the most successful people in our society got together, used to work every day, where my uncle used to work every day. He was early to work every day. This man, I used to see him in those towers. We used to eat together, windows on the world, and he's not with us, and those towers aren't with us, and so many other people aren't with us, and we're still looking for justice for those deaths, for those murders. And to be here right now, to be around people that are also helping to pursue justice is absolutely amazing. It actually allows for me to deal with that loss better. It allows for the family to deal with the loss a lot more, because here we have an organization that's changing the world. And I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful that we're here, and that we will be bringing justice for those that have died.
There's one incident where we were doing a street action outside Building 7 where we had security guards who identified themselves as police officers and then say we had backpack explosives and bombs.
Let me smile for them, so when they get locked up. Yeah. Enjoy what moments you have left, not handcuffs.
And he said we're going to get arrested, but we won't. I mean, I know my rights.
Well, right now the Port Authority's on their way.
I know.
And they want me to stall you guys so y'all can stay here and they can come. So I'm letting you know right now, the Port Authority on their way right now.
Remember when they came last time, we said this is New York City, this is Port Authority Street?
See, Larry don't want to hear that.
I know Larry, but who's Larry? Larry's not above the law. We're citizens, we're Americans.
Later, one of the security guards did talk to me, did take me to the side and explain to me what was going on, that it was really Larry Silverstein who tried to set us up.
And you can't record this, you gotta shut that off. You can't be recording this. Shut that off.
It's a public sidewalk, though.
Yeah?
Can I ask you why you're taking my picture?
You gotta shut that off.
I have every right to. You're on a public sidewalk. I'm a citizen. Hey, buddy, we were out here before, so I don't mean no disrespect.
Can you take your camera out of my face? Because you're disrespecting me by doing that.
So I'm not doing anything illegal.
No, I'm asking you politely, can you take that camera out of my face?
It's off, right? It's on, right? Come on, you gotta shut that off, man.
We have every right to, though.
Huh?
We're not doing anything illegal. We have every right
Shut that off,
to.
though, okay? You gotta shut that off. You can't be recording what we're saying.
When Ricky comes, I think he's got a bomb in his bag.
Exactly.
I saw wires coming out of there. I think he's got a bomb in his bag.
The guy even admitted, I know you're not a terrorist, but I'm going to say you're a terrorist, and you're going to spend 30 days in a hole before they really find out.
Terrorist act? I guess they go away for about 30 days.
We're not terrorists. We're Americans, sir. We're citizens.
Well, you're right. By the time the government figures it out, you'll be in a hole for 30 days.
I mean, just understand.
Just don't record what he's saying. Don't record what I'm saying. Hey, please, do me that favor. And you still recording me. Come on, man.
We have every right to, sir. I'm sorry, but constitutionally, legally, we have every right to.
Guess who's going to jail? Guess who's going to jail?
As long as he's on here today.
Guess who's going to jail? He's got bombs in the back of his backpack, I think.
How you gonna say that, sir? That's slander.
I saw wires coming out of it. I don't know what you have in there.
You're trying to say
I don't know. You look like a terrorist may look like.
I
don't know
what a
terrorist
sir.
looks like.
Sir, that's very disrespectful.
I don't know what a terrorist looks like. You may be a terrorist for all I know.
How you gonna say that?
Because
not
you have
doing
wires
anything
coming
legal.
out of the backpack.
I'm not a terrorist, sir.
You made threats, so now I'm concerned.
Nobody made a threat. Never made a threat, sir. What you're doing right now is slanderous, and it's libel.
Let the judge decide.
You have no right to do that.
These guys were trying to set us up, and the only thing really protecting me from being set up was a video camera. And with that video camera, I was able to show the world what's really going on and how these guys are so criminal that they're willing to frame activists, people who are willing to stand out there and give flyers and DVDs for free to the people about the truth. They're willing to set us up as terrorists, and they're trying to say we have backpack explosives. That's what the system does. They attack real people who want to affect real change. And for about 30 minutes, these guys were talking about what to do. When we asked them if we could leave, they said, no, we can't leave. I always had my camera on, and I remember just 5 Port Authority Police Department officers came and walked around me. And I had my video camera shooting.
Private property right here?
This is yes, and that's right here.
Correct. This whole part, this whole triangle?
As I'm talking to this cop about this being a public street, this being a New York City street, one of the police officers who was behind me actually took his hand and just grabbed my camera without even saying anything, grabbed my camera, turned it off, and then he told me, this is a gun. And then these cops then threatened me and said, you have to get out of here, you can't stand here. and they basically forced us to leave. And then without having the advantage of having any communications, any cameras, we decided the best thing to do was to leave before they really set us up with a bomb threats. Right after, they tried to set us up as terrorists, and right after this Bingner-Brzezinski confrontation, I actually started getting phone calls and death threats from random people, from uncalled, from private numbers.